Hi everyone, welcome back to Biblio On Books. I am Didi. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here for a while, welcome. Today's going to be my August TBR video. If you have followed me on Insta, you'll see that I chose August to be very Black women centered because in South Africa, August is Women's Month, and it's basically commemorating the 20,000 women who in 1956 marched to the Union buildings against the past laws that were passed by the then Prime Minister. I'm going to link the essay history background in my description below if you want to do more reading there. So to commemorate that, I have chosen to read all Black female authors from across the world this month, as I do just exclusively, you do it in other months as we should. So in this month I've just exclusively, that's what I've been doing. And I thought, right now we're in the middle of the month. I know I'm a bit tardy, but if you are looking for recs for this month, if you also want to commemorate this month by reading Black female authors, and just for recs for the next months, because again we should be reading this all the months, then that's what this is going to be about. Yay! Okay, so my first book is Dear Martin by Nick Stone, and it follows Justice, who is a high school student who's doing very, very well. He's very high achieving. He's gonna be he's applying for an Ivy League school. He's top of his class, all that. But the police officer who then, I think he's going home or something like that. Something happens, but there's an altercation with a police officer who arrests him. The charges are then dropped, but the injustice decides to deal with this by writing a letter and letters to Martin Luther King. So I know I'm one of the last to pick this up, but I really, really love it. And it should be pretty short. It's about just over 200 pages. All right. The next one is non-fic, and it's by Elaine Welteroth, who was the ex-EIC editor-in-chief of Teen Vogue. And she just describes what it's like being told, in the fashion industry as a journalist, that she's too young, or she's not fashion enough, or she's biracial, not being Black enough, not being white enough, and how she just was like, okay, enough, I actually am, and how she deals with coming into herself and saying and deciding that she is enough the way she is, and how it's enough that women have been told that they're not enough. So if you've seen Teen Vogue in recent years, how socially conscious it is, what the issues that they talk about politically, and also with being so sex positive and open like that, I think she had a really great impact. I know I was following her on social media, on IG, for a while, and I just really, really love that she wrote this book, and I can't wait to hear her experiences and what she has to say. Again, hello, it's me, late to the party. It's Americanah by Chimamanda Ngozi-Adichie. And this follows two secondary school students, Ifemelu and Obinze, who fall in love, but then Ifemelu, I think, decides to go to America. Yes, to study, where it's the first time she actually faces racism. And when Obinze tries to go to America, it's post 9/11, and America doesn't want him, so he goes to the UK, where he lives undocumented. And then years later, they've both achieved success, and Ifemelu decides to return to Nigeria, and we see how that progresses once they see each other again. I'm going into my contemporary romance section now. This is Duke by Default by Alyssa Cole. It's the second in the Reluctant Royal series. This is my first read of August, and it was just super chef's kiss. I won't get into it now, but it follows, why did I forget? Portia, who goes to Scotland on an apprenticeship to work for an armory, and she wants to learn how to make swords and just learn about the history of sword making. And Tavish, who is a grump, like he's such a grump, and he just thinks that he doesn't need help even though his business is struggling, and he's about to find out that he actually has some royal lineage, so that's fun. My Sister the Serial Killer is my 5th recommendation or TBR read for this month. TBR read. It's on my TBR for this month, and it's also my Thriller Thursday choice for this month, and it follows a woman whose sister keeps a pretty high body count in terms of like the men that she keeps killing in self-defense. So one day she gets a call at a dinner party, and she knows, you know, she knows how it goes. The gloves, the bleach, don't call the popo. And I really can't wait to get into this. I haven't started it yet, but I really want to know what the family dynamics are behind a book like this and how she deals with her sister's tendencies. My next recommendation is Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams, and it follows Queenie, who is British Jamaican, and she is working as a journalist and is constantly kind of feeling like is comparing herself to her white middle class peers, and she just broke up with from her boyfriend, who also happens to be Caucasian, and she just is kind of dealing with it by going here, there, everywhere, and kind of making questionable decisions, and ends up confronting herself and saying, you know, who do you want to become? Why are you doing this? etc. I think it won the comedy prize for women's fiction this year, so I really am super excited to read this. My next recommendation is Eloquent Rage by Brittney Cooper, and this is another non-fiction book. She reflects on Black women's rage and Black women's anger, and how it's been made to be this thing of like it's a stereotype, you know, oh, that angry Black woman. And it's almost, I feel like in this she's reclaiming that term and seeing how, yeah, it's fine, it's great, it's actually going to help us become better, and it's going to help Black women become who they want to be. And it's why we have things like Michelle Obama being an icon and Beyonce's anthems being the power anthems that they are, and Serena Williams being the tennis icon that she is. And it's also a story about faith and friendship and family, so I love that. My last recommendation is Take a Hint, Dani Brown by Talia Hibbert. If you don't know, I loved Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and I just love the Brown sisters. I can't wait for Eve's book. And this follows Dani, who is a PhD candidate, and during a fire drill she's saved by an ex-rugby player security guard who works in a building, I think. And there's a viral video then that captures that moment. So Zaf asks her to fake a relationship because he has this charity, and the video going viral is actually helping them garner a lot of attention, and it's going to help them get more sponsors and just do all that great work. I've been waiting I think, since the beginning of the year for this book. So I'm really, really, really excited for it, and Dr. Rugby and Talia Hibbert's goodness. This has been, I'm really thirsty now because I feel like I've been talking a lot and I haven't spoken this much in a really, really long while. But thank you so much for watching this far. I think this is like one of my longest videos. So thank you for sticking around, and I hope these are some books that maybe you already picked up. If you have, let me know how it was for you, because I really, really want to know. And if you have any other recommendations from some favorite female Black authors that you have for me, I would like to know. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Pick up a read, and Biblio on.